and where it's going to deconstruct the Hebrew Israelites, specifically IUIC, the Israel United in Christ, type of understanding about other peoples. So then, this is verse 19. King Agrippa, I was not disobedient to the heavenly vision. Instead, I preached to those in Damascus first, and to those in Jerusalem and in all the region of Judea, to the Gentiles. So we're in Acts 26:20. Hebrew Israelites teach that Gentiles are heathen nations and have no chance of being saved. They cannot be redeemed. They're literally a non-elect people group. All of them. They believe there's, I think, 18 Gentile nations. They have a table of nations breakdown they do, and they would say that Gentiles can't be saved. So guess what they do? They say, oh, these Gentiles here that Paul speaks of are actually scattered Israelites in a Gentile state of mind. But that's not what the text says. It doesn't say that. It says Gentiles. And in fact, if you go back to verse 17, Paul says that Jesus said to him, I will rescue you from your people. Because Jesus right here is saying, I will rescue you from your house. I don't know if you can hear the group in the background doing their chants. So what's the point of that? Jesus himself differentiates Paul's people, who are the Jews or the Israelites, from the Gentiles. I will rescue you from your people and from the Gentiles. Two different people groups. So it's not going to change now, right? When we go down to verse 20, and Paul says this, I preached to those in Damascus first, and to those in Jerusalem, and in all the region of Judea, and to the Gentiles. Same understanding. There's your people, there's Gentiles. Paul is preaching to them. He thinks they can be converted. He thinks there are elect people who will become God's people among the Gentiles. So he has.
You're through. You're now. What seems to be is you actually watched our videos, studied our videos, and tried to find an angle out of our videos. But what you don't understand is the truth is edifying. You can do nothing against the truth but for the truth. Start off first by giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Arokakodash, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Arokakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at the great millstone, who showed us through the scriptures and through their actions that a man of the Lord is supposed to defend the gospel no matter what. Now you think that's what you're doing, vocab, but can do nothing against the truth before the truth. Also, don't forget about giving much love, peace and salutations unto the fellow brothers and sisters out there that believe through their actions, man. You know, by showing through their actions their faith and their belief, that are praying to be of the elect. Shalom unto you. The guy vocab is through. He's trying his best to debunk this truth, and he can't. You got one chapter where it's worded a certain way, but we've done numerous amounts of videos going throughout the entire Bible, from the Old Testament to the New Testament and within the Apocrypha, showing you that it's always been about Israel. And there was a process that happened that scattered Israel with the curses, okay? Scattered Israel till the Most High stopped dealing with Israel, okay? And then what? But he didn't completely leave them away, though. He said he would bring them back. I'm going to get all the scriptures breaking this down to you, okay? And so he began to deal with us again, all right? And the scriptures clearly prove that. The scriptures clearly prove that throughout the entire angle. But we know what you're trying to do. We see what you're trying to do. You know, I looked a little further into this video. We called you out on having no real edifying videos, and so now you're gonna drop scriptures and you're gonna hide all of this stuff just to a trained eye that can easily see that you're just trying to use deception, trying to act like you're really edifying and teaching, and covering up with being there at IUIC school in Dallas. Man, you don't. We see through you, man. We see through you. You know, and that's why you couldn't gainsay against the GMS brothers in Dallas, because we sat up there and answered every one of your questions. And if you felt like you wasn't completely edified or didn't give us the opportunity to go into it, we've been going into it now. We've been going into it now, okay? And we have countless videos that we've done before that those Gentiles are Israelites, okay? So I'm just gonna paint the picture. I'm not gonna go into the Hebrew because I could just go to the Hebrew videos over, okay? And show you the difference between the Gentiles. But there's so many videos that have been done on that those Gentiles are Israelites with the word, all of those things. Okay, we've done that. You can't see that, so I'm just gonna show you scripture that he's always been dealing with his own people. Starting first at Deuteronomy. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For when you read scriptures, you know all these scriptures vocab. You know, these are elements with Israel. Okay, it says Deuteronomy 7 and 6, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord Yahweh thy power. The Lord Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. I forgot to mention, and the reason why it's worth going in again with these same topics is right here. Right here. Okay? You go on this page and there's all these other zombie followers. Okay? I'll show you what the chat looks like.
A different understanding of
Look at the chat.
soteriology. He has a different missiology.
Plenty of people on here.
Then do Hebrew Israelites. When these guys go out later today and they stand on the corners.
See? Because there's people that really believe it. If it was just him and his videos, no big deal. But we see how they troll our videos, troll the apostles on their live streams. You know, always tuning in. Because we give the real information, like it says in Jeremiah the 3rd chapter. We shall feed the elect with knowledge and understanding. Okay? Passes according to the Most High's heart. All right? And it's frustrating you, which is, it's okay. You know, because everything you come to believe in is not true. We're debunking everything that you believe in. And you're offended. Can't look into that word, Greek word scandalizo. Look into that word. You just can't get past the fact that the Most High, with all the wickedness that you Edomites have done in the earth, you can't get past that none of you are gonna be saved. Well, no, like you said, you got the doctrine right. None of the heathen will make it. Okay, but there are within those heathens that still fatherline still go back to the blood of an Israelite, okay, and the spirit in the fatherline of an Israelite. All right, and there's some that aren't gonna make it. There are 2/3 that are mingled within the heathen. Okay, there's 2/3 Israelites in the heathen as well, but they're gonna come back to the land of Israel also, within being Israelite again also. But the elect is what he's mainly talking about pulling out. All right, but you reading comprehension for you. I mean, I understand how the Bible was written in a very mysterious way, but some of this stuff is just lack of reading comprehension. All right. Anyway, so this is back in the book of Deuteronomy. Very good chapter. It says, verse 7, the Lord Yahweh did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. When he chose us, we were the fewest of all people. Okay? That sounds like the majority of the people were that, but then we were less. Okay? Okay, the other was fewer in number. Clearly said, verse 8, but because the Most High Yahweh loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? Each of our forefathers had a specific covenant and blessing the Most High will give us. Okay? And if you want to go into Genesis, the 37th chapter, and read from there through a few chapters, we could do that, man, and show you the whole thing with that's with Joseph. 7th chapter, we can show you how Israel got the blessing and how he wrestled with the angel. We can show you all those things, you know. But you should be able to read that verbatim for yourself. But you can't go precepts together, man. That's your problem. The Most High didn't give you the understanding. He didn't give it to you. Either because you're not an Israelite, which is the first requirement. You at least have to be an Israelite to see this thing. And then you have to be of the elect, or at least called to see this thing. Okay? Anyway, reading on, it says, because the Lord Yahweh loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he has sworn unto your fathers, had the Lord Yahweh brought you out of with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Okay? And he had done that the first time. Okay? I'll leave it at that. It says, know therefore that the Lord Yahweh, thy power, he is God, a faithful God, or faithful power, right? Which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him, and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. But you probably gonna go into the argument, oh, it's been 1,000 generations already. It's over. It's been more than 1,000 generations. You should not, do the carbon dating and whatever, man. Like that one phrase trumps the words forever, even forever and ever. And how many times does it say that? That he would keep his covenant with us forever, even ever and ever. All right. In different down real quick to verse 11. It says, thou shalt therefore keep the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which I command thee this day to do them. Wherefore it shall come to pass, if ye hearken unto these judgments and keep and do them, that the Lord Yahweh thy power shall keep unto thee the covenant and the mercy which he sware unto your fathers. Okay? And keep the mercy. All right? So from there we're going to go to... might as well just keep going. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 54. Because we're going to show you that he chose Israel. Okay? That he made a difference between Israel and everybody else. And the problem is you guys don't see the context of how the Bible is written. The early part of the Bible was he was speaking specifically to the Israelites. By the time the prophets came back, he was still talking to the Israelites, and it showed you some of the history of the captivities and the prophecies that would pull us away with the curses and scatter us and the ways that it happened. And then the prophecies of the future, what would come to pass. Prophets all talked about it, man, about our Lord coming. And what did he come to do? He came to redeem us. All right? But you guys act like you don't understand the context. In the newer context, in the New Testament, because you guys will do whatever you want from the Old Testament and act like it's done away with, but the Old Testament prophesied about the New Testament. So the New Testament coming into play, it was still talking about the Israelites. The difference was it wasn't talking to the whole nation. It was just talking to no matter where they were scattered unto. The same Israelites, no matter where they were scattered unto, if they were called into this thing. Okay? It says, and after these, Adam also, whom thou hast made us Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O power, because thou madest the world for our sakes. Because this is why you made the world, for your elect. And that was the blessing that was given unto Jacob from Isaac. All right? It says, And this sorry ass life that you got right now, this was your blessing that Isaac gave you. Okay? That wasn't fulfilled back then. This is it. This is your time to shine and rule. And you've had a lot. Okay? You had years. You went into the caves and for a little while, into the pit for a little while, then you came out the pit and wrapped it up from then on to now, from the Renaissance on till now. Okay? Nice run. You had a nice run, but you're not fit to manage the world. You know, you don't have righteousness written in you like that. And when we get righteousness written in us, because he's gonna keep the covenant with us, that's when we're gonna, rule the world in righteous judgment in every matter. All right. It says, all this have I spoken before thee, O power, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing. And he repeated that from the book of Isaiah, okay, the 40th chapter. He said the same message. So you can't say this isn't part of the Bible. All right, Isaiah 40, right there. It says, but be like unto spittle, and now they don't care about you, man. You ain't worried about the little bit that drop out. You don't want to spill the whole lot, the whole bucket itself, or the whole vessel itself. Okay? And now, O power, O Lord Yahweh, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. Okay? And that's still happening. They're still ruling over the Israelites. But we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. You acting like you the God of them. You treating us cold, right? If the world now be made for our sakes, why do ye not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? Right? So from there, like, how come we got to be on the bottom? Well, we on the bottom for a reason. I'm going to this Bible right quick. And then we'll go. Hosea 1. Start up. Yeah, start up at the top. I'm going to try to skip through this, but Hosea 1 and 2. The beginning of the word of the Lord by Hosea. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Hosea, go, take unto thee a wife of whoredoms and children of whoredoms, for the land hath committed great whoredom, departing from the Lord Yahweh. Okay? Great whoredom departing from the Lord Yahweh. We're going to go from there unto, let's see if we can cut this short. Yeah, I'm going to cut short real quick and just hit one verse real quick. Matter of fact, verse 2, Isaiah 1 and 2. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth. The Lord Yahweh hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children. How? How do you nourish and bring us up? By giving these statutes, laws, and commandments. Go to Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, and show how he gave us the wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations. All the other heathen, which he reputed as nothing, will look upon us and say, wow, what a wise and understanding people. Okay, because they have the statutes, laws, and commandments. Look how well they live. Okay, and so on and so forth from that chapter. Reading on, it says, and have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. Okay, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel do not know, my people do not consider. Yeah, you don't consider that the Most High had you on punishment. If you worried about those other heathen that are now ruling over us, why are we on the bottom? Are we a homeborn slave? Well, Jeremiah chapter 2 are leading right into that. But are you a homeborn slave? Like, are we supposed to be on the bottom? Well, this is why you're on the bottom. It's punishment. But if we begin to do what we're supposed to do and call on the Most High and live our actions through faith, okay, in Yahweh and fear in Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, right? If you live that way, hey, he'll put us back on top where we belong. Well, he'll build it from the elect. They choose 144,000 and 1/3 to do it, okay? And put us back on top in the world. All right? But we're on punishment right now because we rebelled. We went all off into other gods and beliefs and customs and breaking the laws and premeditating sins, customs. We didn't keep our, okay? We've been all the way away from the Most High, and He turned His back on us. Okay? Let me read verse 4. It says, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity and a seed of evildoers. This is even the Israelite foreigners, those that are scattered to the other nations. They're going off the furthest. They don't even know that they're an Israelite. They're just so far gone into the heathenistic customs. That's waging against us as a nation as well. Okay? Those are Israelites going off, fulfilling this here. Okay? It says, children that are corrupters, they have, along with the ones that we know are Israelites, okay, making these same mistakes. It says, children are their corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord, Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone always backwards. And that's us. Children are their corrupters. We're corrupted by a more significant race of people. We're falling for the okie doke. Because people like Vocab Malone will pop up and spew out all this weirdo, doctrine. And our people will eat it up. I know some of the people on this comment board are jakes. Whether they know it or not, I know they're jakes. Man. Reading on a little more. So why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. From the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises, putrefying sores. This is a symbolic to how far away from the Most High we are. We're using the ways that are hurting us, the ways of the heathen that are hurting us, away from the ways that will give us health and great life. Okay? That's the context they're speaking about. The analogy of us going away from the Most High and His way is. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment, so it would heal. Your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Your land, strangers devour it in your presence. Hey, not because you left, but even with you there. They're doing it in your face, and nothing we can do. They do it in your face, and we work for the people that's destroying us. We work in their laboratories, creating viruses, okay, that they're going to use against the Israelites. We help run their tests to see if it works on us or not. Okay, we're willing participants in the wicked's game against us, in the wicked's war against us. We fight in their military, everything, man. Our people are completely destroyed. But if you put them in a situation to stand up and fight a different nation against our own people, they wouldn't do it. But they'll sit there and fight their own every day. Look at the ghettos. Forget just the military angle. Look at the street level. Okay? These gangs are let one of your own walk through there. Because he wear a different color and from a different neighborhood. Now y'all got eternal beef. Man, we're completely destroyed, man. Okay? So, and the daughter of Zion is left as a cottage in a vineyard with no protection, right? As a lodge in a garden of cucumbers. Low growing vegetation, as a besieged city. That's the breakdown of that, what it's saying, as a besieged city. Okay? Except the Lord Yahweh of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we would have been as Sodom and would have been as Gomorrah. Okay? Why? Because we believed in the same ideologies. We were even into that freakism, sexual freakism as a nation. But the main point was he completely destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah and everybody in it, including one that was supposed to escape, Lot's wife, who had compassion on that city, that had interest and stock somewhere built up in that city. Something she had to look back for. Okay? And that's America or whatever land that's meant to be destroyed and the society to be destroyed that you want to still continue to be a part of, man. It has to go down. Whether you like it or not. Okay? Yeah, that's good enough. Yep. I mean, it continues on to go about how our sacrifices was BS, man, premeditated. Okay? Anyway, that's how destroyed we were. Like the Most High couldn't, the eyes aren't 10 times brighter than the sun. Ezekiel, because, yeah, right there instead of going into that other part, I'll say that for another video. Ezekiel 37, and I'm going to go, let's look to the top. Yep. It says, the hand of the Lord Yahweh was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord and set me down in the midst of the valley that which was full of dry bones. So this is the parable, right? Valley of the dry bones, which we all know it's about people being in a dead state, waking up out of that dead state, okay? And then, but I'm going to get specific when I read it. And caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, and there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord Yahweh, thou knowest. Again he said unto me, Prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. And that's what we do. Oh, ye dry bones. You don't know you're Israelites. You still call yourself black and Mexican and Puerto Rican and Dominican and Haitian and whatever else, man. Everything else, every other byword out there you call yourself. Right? And every other way that you choose to live by is all BS, man. Going to the Catholic Church, the Christian Church, not calling upon the true name of the Most High, nor respecting him in his proper image, or his prophets when they're on the street, or keeping the dietary laws, keeping our own customs, knowing where we're supposed to be and who we are, but scoffing against those that have faith or that was given faith, okay? Very dry, man. Dry. Killing each other. I mean, it goes on and on, man. Okay? We know barrios, okay, in the ghettos. All right, very dry. All right, it says, reading on. It says, it said, and thus saith the Lord Yahweh unto these bones, Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. He gonna redeem us, bring us back, man. What's that breath that he gonna put in us? The statute, laws, and commandments. All the wisdom of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. Through the Spirit, He's gonna put it back in us, man. Right in our inward parts. Okay, connecting us back to our God, to our power. Okay, connecting us right back to it. And the analogy continues to go on. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna go to. Yeah, I better go to Deuteronomy right quick just to show it. Deuteronomy 28, 64. It says, And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which that neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among and it goes on to say how bad it'll be for us, right? From there, we're going to go to Deuteronomy 30 at the top, because here's the other. See, it says, And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse. Once you've been through the blessing during the time of King David and King Solomon. We've been through that and the curse. Okay, which we're still living in the last days of the curse. All right, you go back in 23rd chapter. We're still in the last days of these curse. Okay, it says which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call. Now we got this going in our present, and in our future we got this coming. Okay, it says whether the Lord Yahweh thy power have driven thee. Just drive us out between all these other nations, right? And thou shalt return unto the Lord Yahweh thy God, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day. Why? Because he's going to write the laws into our inward parts. Okay? Thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul. And then the Lord Yahweh thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord Yahweh thy power have scattered thee. Okay? And he's going to return us from where he scattered us. We just read that in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, the 64th verse. So now he's going to gather us back. But we have to go through the full cycle of everything that had to happen. And like I said, we're at the end of this thing, man. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. Because it's almost over and we can see the whole conclusion of the matter now. All right. So from there, I'm going to go to Matthew 10, which we know what this says, right? I'm going to go into the other one. Yeah. Matthew 10. Start with 5. Said, these 12 Yahushua sent forth, and Yahushua the name of the Lord in ancient Hebrew. Okay. It's not Jesus, which that was a Greek word, and he was not a Greek, he was in Hebrew. Anyway, it says, sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles. That word Gentiles again. And into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Another way to say that in interpretation is the scattered. Okay? They're lost. They don't know they're Israelites. They're in a Gentile state of mind. Okay, so you got to look up that Gentile word, which there's plenty of videos where that's been done. There's plenty of videos. Since you can't see that, we're not going to harp on that. But why would he make the difference here? You say he made the difference in Acts the 10th chapter. Why is there a difference here? But go ye rather to the lost sheep. Those that don't know the Israelites. Lost sheep of the house of Israel. But if you can go lost it, nobody want to hear all that, man. Let's talk about those Israelites that don't know they're Israelites. Those that are falling away from the Most High God, Yahweh. Okay? Clearly put, man. Romans 9. Let's go to it. Romans 9 and 1. Paul speaking now. I say the truth in Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Okay? I lie not. He's telling the truth. He's not lying about what he's saying. My conscience also bear me witness in the Holy Ghost. He's in the Spirit speaking these things. That I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed, Mashiach the anointed, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh. The lost sheep are the kinsmen according to the flesh. The narrative ain't changed. It's still Israelites. Okay? The whole book is talking about the Israelites. From the whole nation of Israelites in the Old Testament to the new. To the believers in the New Testament, okay? The elect of the New Testament, okay? But it still pertains to the whole nation of Israel. It's not that hard, man. It's really not. Who are Israelites? Who are Israelites? Okay? Let me go back real quick because I passed up one script and I don't like doing that. Back in Hosea. Oops. Hosea 1. Yep. It says, you go through what happened with those children of whoredoms he basically said he would. He named them the names that he would not have mercy on us. Then he named the names that he would not call us his people. Okay, that he would not. That he would destroy us. Right. And that's what he gave the names of those children that he had of whoredoms. Hosea with the harlot woman. Right. Verse 10 though it says, "Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered." Still a large nation. "And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living power." We're going to be called Israelites again. Okay? We're going to be called Israelites again. "Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head." Who's the one head? The Mashiach, man. Yahweh Shai. Okay, the anointed, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Okay. It says, "And out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel," the firstborn, man. Okay. The head, tribe of the earth, the Israelites. Okay. And like I was saying about the one head, there's plenty of videos Great Millstone has put out there about. That's one of them. Okay, that he would be our king and lead us. Okay, in the kingdom of heaven. Anyway, it says throughout the whole book it has that. Anyway, we want to go to Romans. Go back to back to Romans 9. Okay. Who are Israelites? Okay. Let me read verse 3 again. I could wish that myself were accursed from Yahweh Shai Mashiach, from my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh. Because when the Most High turned his back on us in Hosea, is when we were called not his people no more. We didn't have anything. We became accursed. And we had to go through the blessing already. Then we had to go through the curse. It was beautiful when we were ruled by King David and King Solomon. Okay? Okay, those 70 years were beautiful. Okay, but now this 400 plus, 500 plus years, man, this has been the worst ever. And it's going to end in the worst it ever will be. Okay, but we're going to come into the kingdom of heaven. And it's going to be so much better when we get there. And we're going to forget about all the bad we had, okay? Anyway, it says, who are Israelites? Okay. Accursed from Yahweh Shai, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh. Who are Israelites? According to the flesh. Who are Israelites? Okay. The Israelites according to the flesh. This New Testament, Romans the 9th chapter. And if you wasn't sure, he broke it down. Adopted back. Okay, let's keep reading. The glory, okay, and the covenants. Whoa. Now, if it was the new covenant, would it have said the new covenant vocab? The new covenant, right? But it said covenants, both. Matter of fact, all the covenants from Abraham, Isaac, unto Jacob. And then the one he made with the Israelites. Okay? Always talking about the Israelites. The whole covenant was with Israel. Okay? Whose are the father? Yeah, wait, let me keep reading. And the covenants and the giving of the law. The other nations didn't get the giving of the law. Because the New Testament don't say they need the law, right, vocab? Isn't that what your doctrine is? You weren't given the law. Because if you were an Israelite prior to the New Testament, you didn't get the law. To the books of Moses, you didn't get the law. We were, we pretty much, after King Solomon, we pretty much was a nation in wickedness, man. All right? Pretty much just a nation in wickedness. All right? Scattered and destroyed. So we weren't keeping the law. And we don't have to keep it according to the New Testament. We keep it. We establish the law, as it says in the 3rd chapter of Romans. to prove our faith. We established the law to prove our faith in Yahweh Shem Yahshua, and it's just a wise things to do. If we can do them, we do them. It's just wise to be righteous of the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. That's why he's going to keep that part from the Old Testament and put the only difference with or amendment to make it a New Testament is that he's going to write it in us. It ain't no part of our weak flesh and minds and will if we can or can't keep it, or we want to or not keep it. He just gonna put it in us. We're gonna be perfect, man. So whose are the fathers? I didn't even finish that. It says, and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of the Most High, man. Okay, it never opened up. There's no other place where you can see that it was opened up. Oh, it was opened up, and let's go to it. I'll read this chapter. I'd read a couple verses at the top and kill everything that's going on in the rest of the chapter that you can attempt to say it was open unto the Gentiles. When he say he provoked them to jealousy, that was talking about the Israelites that would believe. All right, but I'm gonna read this and I'll get that scripture that ties that in too. So I say, then have the Most High cast away his people? God forbid, Yahweh forbid. For I also am an Israelite, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. So Paul himself was an Israelite of the tribe of Benjamin, of the seed of Abraham. Okay. Have the Most High cast away his people, which he foreknew? It looks like it, right? But no, we're still in punishment. You don't know what time we're in. We're in the end time. But the end times is still the end of our punishment. Okay, punishment's not over. The hardest part's not over. Okay, the length part, the endurance part is over, but the severity is the end. The climax is coming. We haven't got past that part yet. Okay. It says, has the Most High not cast away his people which he foreknew? What ye not what the scripture saith of Isaiah, saying, the Lord have killed thy prophets and digged down thine altars, and I am left alone. But you don't want to hear the words of the prophet. Okay? It said, but what answered the Most High unto him? I have reserved unto myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. And bowed the knee to the image of Baal, man. Okay? Still faithful to the Most High. And those are going to be the elect, man. Those are part of the elect. Right there. Okay? Written of in Revelation, the 7th chapter. From the 5th verse to the 5th, to the 8th. Okay? I was actually going to get that scripture, which matter of fact, I am going to it. Let me go to that. Let's go to it. Okay. Revelation chapter 10, verse 5. I'll find 2 answers in this chapter. Okay. Naming all the 12. How come they didn't name any of the other nations? How come the Gentiles aren't named in this chapter? Vocab? Well, you're going to say it's the innumerable multitude? You need to stop it. You need to stop it. You need to stop it. Okay? He lists exactly where the tribes were going to come from. How does that not fit? You gotta knock that out with something. And if I show you more, you gotta knock that out, man. It's all day in the scriptures, man. And there's plenty of videos proving it already. Okay? So continuing on. Matter of fact, I'm going to read this last one. Matter of fact, I'm not going to just read this last one. I'm going to read this one. It still got more. Hey, the spirit is moving, so keep going. Right? Hebrews chapter 8. Start from verse 8. It says, for finding fault with them who? With the Israelites that couldn't keep the covenant perfectly. None of us could. Only Yahweh could. Okay? He found fault with man. With the Israelite man. Okay? not with the law itself. Nothing was wrong with the law. It's just we were built subject to sin in those old bodies. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel. Oh, he didn't say with the Gentiles. He said with Israel and the house of Judah, because even those Gentiles, flesh go back to one of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? It goes back to one of the tribes of Israel. It says, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand and led them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. That happened, remember? For this is the covenant that I will make after those days, saith the Lord Yahweh. I will put my laws into their mind. This is a prophecy. But he's talking about the house of Israel, because even those Gentiles, in certain situations, if you can receive it, if you can go into the Hebrew and into the Greek, and see that those other nations, especially into the Greek, go and see those other nations were Israelites, man. Okay? But the elect of those out of those nations, okay? There's 2/3 in the heathen also. 2/3 of Israel is still confusion and face also. Some of those, okay? But he's calling the elect, okay? Because we're scattered, man. Sand of the sea, we're all scattered. Anyway, it says, I will put my laws in their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power or a God, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. And that's not now, but that's going to be. Okay? Because we still have atheist Israelites out there. We still have Israelites that believe the image of Cesare Borgia is the image of our Lord Yahweh Shai, or who you call Jesus Christ ignorantly. Okay? And I will be merciful, that word mercy, to their unrighteousness. He will have mercy on them. Will I remember no more? That's mercy. In that he saith, a new covenant he hath made the first old, and now which decayeth and waxeth old is already to vanish away. Those are the bodies, man. Those terrible bodies. We got to get rid of these chains of darkness, man, that are subject to sin. And those are not the same chains. It's the flesh, but it's not the same Israelite flesh. The same spirit that was in Agrippa, to side note you. Okay? It's not that hard, man. Not that hard. He couldn't see it because he was an Israelite. He couldn't see it because he wasn't an Israelite. Okay? And Paul we saw how beautifully Paul could break things down. All the books he wrote, breaking it down to the churches. Okay? But this is why Agrippa couldn't see it, and this is how you know that he's only dealing with the Israelites. In fact, let me go back. Yeah. Come on. They ain't tripping all of a sudden. Wow. Here's this one. To the book of Psalms. We're going to go to Psalm 50 first. We're going to start there. And, let's start at the top and see. Psalm 50, a Psalm of Asaph, okay? Where's the one we want down to this? Yeah. Yeah. Verse 16, Psalm 15, 16. But unto the wicked, the Most High said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction, and casteth my word behind thee. That's you, Esau. You have control of the Bible. You read the same book we read, but you get it wrong. Agrippa or you didn't have to do with the laws of the Israelites. Psalm 147. I'll close out with this one. Psalm 147. We'll go toward the end of the chapter. It says, He showeth his word unto Jacob, and his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and for his judgments they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh. Okay? Praise ye the Lord Yahweh. He's not dealt with another nation this way. Yeah. Malachi 3 and 6. For I am the Lord Yahweh, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So we're not vexed because, I thought you only chose us. Well, there again, he's not changing from choosing us. Those Gentiles that are of the elect are Israelites. They're still his people, man. And that was the beauty of the gospel, is that those that didn't know they're Israelites get to come back to being Israelites. Because believe it or not, those confused in the faith that scattered throughout the world, they're not comfortable around you heathen either. Just like an Israelite's not. But they're comfortable around our same people. People that share our spirit, unless they just comfortable with that wickedness that's going on. But if they halfway in their right mind, they don't like being around the other nations too often anyway. Unless they're trying to simulate themselves further onto their cultures. But that just shows how destroyed we are. Regardless, those spirits get to come back to be Israelites in the kingdom of heaven. Okay? So send more scriptures, vocab. You can't read one chapter and it trump everything else that is said in the Bible. I've showed in many places in this video. And brothers have showed in their numerous videos how it all connects to everything. He was always only talking about the Israelites. Okay? So, Lord willing, you brothers were edified, man. You know, you followers were edified. Not of me, but of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You know? Vocab putting that madness out and left, he's going to be left to try to use hate tactics, you know? Go out there and really defame the men of the Lord. You know, we have the words of the doctor. Okay. Anyway, so with that, we're going to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Baruch HaKodash, that belongs to the apostles and the elders at the great millstone, who rule well, lead the way, and remain excellent examples unto us on how to walk our, to guiding us down this path of earning our own salvations. Okay? And double honor. Greetings, salutations, blessings, and much love unto the elect, man. And those of you that's called, that risk your lives, man, for this thing. Okay? Don't quit. Don't give up the fight. Christianity and vocab and all of them on the ropes. They on the ground, knowing that they shouldn't get up. But hey, we got to endure whatever time we got left in this place, okay? So with that, give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashir Shai. With that, I say shalom.